Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back. We're coming at you live from Los Angeles. The date today is June 4th, 2050, and it is a Wednesday. Today we'll be discussing Sir Macintosh and Sir Mortimer's first work entitled Memes. Though some of y'all out there might know by other names, such as the Existentialist Bible or the Guide to Existentialism, or similar such names. Written almost 30 years ago, we'll be revisiting this instant classic to really dive deep into the creator's thought process. During this, I'll be pretending as if I actually am Sir Mortimer, discussing this essay to possibly a group of college graduates or any other one of his famous lectures. Let's begin. So, while we were writing this, we definitely wanted to make sure that we drew back to like the roots of existentialism and the Age of Enlightenment, especially, and especially Friedrich Nietzsche, who, as written here, espoused the ultimate absence of meaning of life and really was the father of existentialism. Um, Existentialist ideas have been reflected in many 19th century writings, even before the philosophy was officially coined, and as it says, art continues to reflect these principles, which is mainly the main focus of our essay, considering how it's focused on memes, specifically the art of this time period, and how now memes can almost instantaneously reach all of humanity, and it's truly the new widespread medium to cover existential philosophies. We made our work solely based around objectivity, in terms of no pure past biases in any of these works, or as little as possible, of course. And we also discuss Fight Club and other forms, not just memes, other forms of media in this e-reader. And really, just our main thesis point is that these works below show the angst and seemingly meaningless lives that young folks and almost all human beings feel, and the futility of a life without greater purpose. Uh, as we get into our first one, Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka really shows the struggle of a human being who is driven day in and day night to work and to be followed and to follow the rules and to just be in this almost cooped up, almost to be in a bug's body, as it does discuss in the novel. And that really tied into the kind of message we're trying to send across with these memes as a young person struggling with his sense of purpose in the world. Obviously, Notes from Underground by Dostoevsky is a staple for existential literature, especially in Russia, where it's written, and he struggles to conform to the norms of society and almost goes purposely against them just because he can, and just because he does not. He's realized for himself that the whole business of being human really does entirely consist in man proving to himself every minute of the day that he is a human being and not an organ stop, which is really impactful because we do really create our own purpose, and this idea of existential thought is that what is our purpose and how can we attain that in the best possible way, because no one really does know the answer. Fight Club as well is just talks about our inward portrayal of ourselves and how we conform, how we try to not conform, how we do conform to the social cogs of the American machine, but we don't inherently, we know that it's just we need to be free. We're human beings. We need to be follow our passions and our instincts as animals, really. So we're going to meme alpha. Falls asleep in class. I'll be explaining some of these just to make sure you get a full scope of, because some of these are a little complicated and go a little deeper than usual. But this one's pretty easy to understand. Falls asleep in class, wet dream. Obviously, that'd be an awful thing to happen. But that really just reflects. I know the Bad Luck Brian meme is really just a reflection of the average nerdy kid, or just kind of like just because the picture is just like an awful school photo, and it really just reflects how how kids are feeling, like how not much kids are feeling, or how people do not enjoy being cooped up in school and being like this. High school is just a terrible time socially and like for your development as a young adult. Like it's really just finding your identity, and this poor guy's bad luck Brian forever. Moving on to meme beta, Jabuki. Damn, we really just out here being born, meeting people, and developing attachments to varying degrees of intimacy, and then dying in this bitch. And I couldn't have said it better, Jabuki. We really are just dying in this bitch because platforms such as Instagram and all the Instagram 9gag, iFunny, Twitter, and all those listed have definitely provided the stepping stones for existential memes to become a staple. And it's these kind of tweets that are just ex- just blank, just really blunt expressions of how people are realizing that it's what is life, what is the purpose of life, and what is and it's when people read them, the fact that these get so many retweets and so many likes is that because like people completely relate to this, and they know that it's an absurd it's almost absurdist because it's almost absurdist to the point where it's just completely nonsense. But then again, everyone can relate to it. Everyone can. Some of these tweets, everyone can. Almost all these tweets, everyone can relate to, and that's why some of these are so popular. Uh, we're gonna scroll past a couple, get some meme delta, open Steam library, stare at games, open Chrome, do all these things, and this is just really talking about like the definitely the internet plight and definitely how we as teenagers are always kind of just on social media and on our laptops and almost trapped and transformed and unable. Many losers, as stated, lack major friendships in real life because people are just people are just not able to determine between life and people. Some people all they do all day is stare at screens, and it's really just not. If anything's not a purpose, a human purpose is not to stare at screens, and so it's really just about people finding their way and relating to that. And that's why these are so. This is why this existential thought and these, oh my goodness, like what am I doing with my life, are so prevalent because it's you can relate to it. All these people spending all this time online and creating 4chan posts and whatnot. Time to imbue my life with purpose and significance. Inner me. It's easier to do nothing and bask in this nihilist hell. This one's more specific. I'll go a little more depth on this one because the evil Kermit meme was definitely around for a while, and I think this is probably the best reflection of the internal struggle of this modern existentialist thought. Is that there are these inner feelings and thoughts that people have that are of where I am in the world and what should I do, and it's perfectly displayed here as almost a conscience or like an urge towards existentialism. That's I feel like that's why so many existential thoughts have resurfaced in these memes. And some might argue these examples are too specific, but to counter that, the fact of the matter is that, like, for this example, it describes a nihilist hell word for word. It says, easier to do nothing, bask in nihilist hell. But it's really just about the fact that these memes, and I know from personal experience that they're everywhere, and they were showing, their new meme shows up every month, and they almost have always the same theme of just self-loathing or self-hate, and it's not in hate, but just self-doubt in what you believe in and what you know to be true in your life, and like an urge to change that and to become this evil Kermit, and it really just ties into like existentialist, almost existential dread. Because yeah, these memes were all widely popular in the early 20th century and shaped the culture of social interaction and humor. As it's stated here, the good Kermit desires to improve his own lifestyle and overall state of well-being, while the evil Kermit seeks nothing but to revel in his unhinged nihilism, a reflection of the existentialist feelings of isolation and otherness that resides in the human consciousness. And I'm sure as meme progresses and TikTok and videos all become more prevalent these next couple of years, I will be seeing more of these, and that I think, especially in these trying times, especially with what's going on now in Los Angeles and with the coronavirus, I think these are more prevalent than ever as people wondering what is the true, what am I on this earth to do? And I think that is best expressed through the meme culture and all the different ideas and thoughts that are shared through this platform. And I think that unless I don't think these will ever stop, because I think that the implications of it will always continue and that people will always share these feelings and thoughts. But yeah, I think it's just really just about us internalizing all these messages and really finding our own way to interpret them and to implement them into our lives, because they are important messages most of the time, unless sometimes it's just people sleeping together. But yeah, thank you for watching. That has been my screencast. Thank you, Dr. Vella. Have a great year. Have a great summer. Thanks for everything. Peace.